Hey Kingsville, let's talk about a financially healthy town. Did you know the town of Kingsville currently has the second lowest property tax rates and lowest combined water and sewer rates in Essex County? The amount of property tax revenue a municipality generates is a function of their weighted assessment multiplied by the property tax rate. Based on our weighted assessment, the town of Kingsville generates the second lowest amount of property tax revenue out of the 7 lower-tier municipalities in Essex County. When assessing the financial health of a municipality, the 3 most important factors are debt, reserves, and condition of infrastructure. Debt levels indicate the amount of future revenue needed to pay for projects that were previously completed. Not all debt is bad debt, and not all debt is repaid through property taxes. Debt financing strategic capital projects that provide long-term community benefits may be a good financial decision. Debt financing unexpected operating expenses or routine asset replacements is generally not a recipe for long-term success. Some debt is repaid through development charges, utility rates, or recovered from specific property owners who are benefiting from the project. The town of Kingsville currently allocates 5.2% of its property tax dollars to debt payments, which is relatively low compared to many other municipalities in the province. Reserves refer to money set aside for future use, just like a savings account. Reserves provide stability to the tax rate and helps the municipality avoid taking on debt, which pushes the burden on future taxpayers. At the end of 2023, the town had $24.5 million in reserves. This may sound like a lot of money, but relative to the cost of infrastructure and other assets that the town is responsible for, it's actually not. In our asset management plan, the replacement cost of just our core infrastructure, roads, bridges, storm, water and wastewater, and facilities is over $678 million. Kingsville currently has the lowest level of reserves in the county and is way below the average reserve balance per household. Perhaps the most telling factor in assessing the financial health of a municipality is the state of its infrastructure. Municipalities can avoid debt and keep their reserve balances high if they stop spending money and let their infrastructure fall into a state of disrepair. Obviously, that is not a good long-term strategy. Nobody wants to live in a community with potholed roads, unreliable water service, or rusted-over park equipment. This is where responsible asset management planning comes into play. Asset management planning involves implementing strategies to extend the useful life of an asset in the most cost-effective manner possible, ensuring that the town has the money on hand to replace the asset when it reaches its end of life. Based on the town's 2023 asset management plan, the town was only putting aside 59% of its annual funding requirement for core infrastructure. Clearly, what we have been doing in the past is not enough. We need to work towards 100% funding. When Council was presented with this asset management plan in 2023, they committed to closing the gap through steady increases to life cycle reserve contributions over the next 10 years. Let's recap. Kingsville currently has the second lowest property tax rates and the lowest combined water and sewer rates in Essex County. In 2024, the town raised approximately $24 million in property taxes. When assessing the health of a municipality, the 3 most important factors are debt, reserves, and condition of infrastructure. To keep infrastructure in a state of good repair, responsible asset management planning is key. This requires us to put money aside today for large expenses down the road. This is our town, and we need to make sure that the infrastructure we use on a daily basis is in good shape, so residents can depend on services that are essential to our quality of life. It would be easy for any council to keep taxes unrealistically low for a few years and kick the financial burden down the road. But that is not responsible governance for a fiscally healthy community.